Hello students, we're back again yet with another MCQ, again from the snapshot book for the class 11, and the chapter we are going to do today is the birth. It's the 11th chapter, and after this I think we have left with only one more chapter from snapshot, which I will also cover after this. So let's begin with the first MCQ. How did Andrew try to save the stillborn? By calling Dr. Edward, by giving him blood, by using a special method of respiration, or by taking him to a hospital. Well, children, we know Andrew tried to save the stillborn by using a special method of respiration in the chapter. So the correct answer is by using a special method of respiration. Next question. After trying for 15 minutes, Andrew felt confident, hopeless, hopeful, or accomplished. So when Andrew was trying for 15 minutes to bring back life to the stillborn, how did he felt? So as per the chapter, he felt hopeless. So he gave up and almost hope that the stillborn will come back to life. The next question, how does the author describe the bedroom of Joe's house? Poorly furnished, well furnished, dirty, both well furnished and dirty? Well, the correct answer for this is poorly furnished. Let's go to the next question. Where had the midwife placed the stillborn child? Handed him to Joe, she held the child in her arms, gave him to Susan's mother, or placed the stillborn child under the bed. So we know in the chapter, the midwife, when she realized the child is stillborn, she placed it under the bed. Next question. Who was waiting for Andrew at midnight? Dr. Edward, Mrs. Morgan's mother, Joe Morgan, or Christine? So this is an important MCQ. It might come in your exam. So Joe Morgan was actually waiting for Andrew at midnight. Let's go to the next question. Where did Joe Morgan live? Number 12, Blyna Terrace. Number 14, Brian Gower, number 12, Brian Gower, or number 11, Blyna Terrace. You will have to remember this MCQ answer, children, because it is nothing which can work on guesswork. And the correct answer for this is number 12, Blyna Terrace. Let's go to the next question quickly. In the dilemma he faced, what did Andrew do? Left it to handle to the midwife, check upon Susan first, ran away, or check upon the child first. So in the dilemma, when the child was born as a stillborn, so what did Andrew do? So in the chapter, what he did was he checked upon Susan first, the mother. Let's go to the next one. What can you say about Dr. Andrew after reading Birth? He was arrogant, his skills were not enough, he fulfilled his obligations well as a doctor, or he did not pull all his efforts. Okay, so we know he fulfilled his obligation well as a doctor, as he tried his level best using his expertise of bringing life back to the stillborn. So that is the correct answer. He fulfilled his obligation well as a doctor. Next one. What did Andrew conclude from the whiteness of the child? That he should be taken to hospital, that he suffered from lack of oxygen, that he was dead, or that Andrew couldn't save him. Well, when the child was born as stillborn, he was almost white. So, when you don't get oxygen in your body, your skin or your body turns white. That's why. So Andrew concluded that he suffered from lack of oxygen. Next question. Why is the lesson named birth? Because the doctor is specialist in childbirths, because a lot of childbirths take place, or because it is about the birth of a child, or because it talks about philosophy of life. So correct answer for this is because it is about birth of a child. Let's go to the next question. Who is the author of Birth? A.J. Cornyn, Andrew Manson, J.B. Presley, or Edward Page? So we know it very well. You will have to remember this as it is an important MCQ. It's A.J. Cornyn. Let's go to the next one. What does the author refer to as a miracle? Susan getting consciousness, Morgan family welcoming a child, life getting into the stillborn, or none of the above? Well, we know in this chapter, after efforts of the doctor, the stillborn got back in life. So that is referred as a miracle. Life getting into the stillborn. When Andrew approached, Susan was accompanied by her mother and mother-in-law, a midwife, father, or Joe. The answer is Susan was accompanied by her mother and a midwife. The midwife is the lady which helps during, delivery of a child. But her hands were together, her lips moved without sound. Who is her? Mrs. Morgan's mother, midwife, Susan, not clear from the story. It is Mrs. Morgan's mother. Next question. While waiting at Joe's house, what did Andrew think about? Christine, failed marriages, both failed marriages and Christine and Mrs. Morgan condition. Andrew thought about both failed marriages and Christine. The next question. How was the newborn child? Anemic, healthy, lifeless, or underweight? So we very well know children. In the chapter, the newborn child was born as stillborn. Stillborn is without life. So answer is lifeless. Next question. What dilemma did Dr. Andrew confront? Whether to attend to the child or the mother, whether the child could be saved or not, whether to inform Joe or not, whether the treatment would be successful or not. So children, when the child was born as stillborn, Andrew was in dilemma. You know what to do. कि भाई मैं बच्चे को बचाऊं या बच्चे की मदर को बचाऊं. So he was in a dilemma whether to attend the child or the mother. Let's go to the next question quickly. Andrew decided to at Joe's house, study at Joe's house, eat at Joe's house, sleep at Joe's house, or stay at Joe's house. So Andrew decided in the chapter to stay at Joe's house. Next one. What did Andrew remember about Samachin, a place he went to volunteer, someone he met there, a treatment he witnessed, or it's not mentioned in the story? So he remembered about a treatment he witnessed there, which he applied on the stillborn child. What all things did Andrew use in the treatment? Basins and towels, hot and cold water, a blanket, or all of these options? Answer is all of these options. All of the above. Don't fret, mother. I will not run away. Why did Andrew say this? To break the silence, to fulfill his obligation, to reassure Mrs. Morgan's mother, or to handle a critical situation well. So this is an easy one. So because in the sentence itself it says don't fret, mother. So it is, the answer is to reassure Mrs. Morgan's mother. Let's go to the next one. How has the author described Mrs. Morgan's mother? In her 70s, wise, grey-haired, or all of the above? The answer is all of the above. She had all these qualities or the personality traits. What did Andrew remember in the middle of ongoing treatment about his love for Christine, about his obligation as a doctor, his time in Samaritan, or Morgan's family longing for a child? So when Andrew was, in the middle of the treatment, he remembered how Morgan's family was longing for a child. They wanted a child for very long. So that's the correct answer, longing for a child. Why did Andrew get oblivious to all the work he had done in Blanley? Because he was leaving Blanley, because he got tired, because he did something extraordinary that night, or because he got all hopeless? Answer is Because he did something extraordinary that night. Next question. Why did the child become slippery in Andrew's hand? Because of atmosphere in the room, because Andrew was losing his focus, or because of constant juggling between waters, or none of the above? The answer is because the child was juggled between waters. So answer is because of constant juggling between waters. During the whole incident, Joe did not enter the house. Why? Because he didn't want to disturb, because he was superstitious, or because he was anxious, or because he didn't want to see the child. The answer to this is because he was anxious. Next one. Birth of Susan's child was a turning point in Dr. Andrew's life. Do you agree? Not at all. Not clear from the story, partially or absolutely. So I believe everybody after reading this chapter would agree that this birth of Susan's child was a turning point. Bringing life to a stillborn is a turning point in any doctor's life. So absolutely. Next one. After how many years were Joe and Susan blessed with a child? 20 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 1 year? So as we read in the previous MCQ, Andrew remembered longing for a child of this, family. So they were waiting or blessed to be with a child for the last 20 years. 20 years is a big time. Andrew did this medical practice under the assistance of Dr. William, Dr. Shane, Dr. Page, or Dr. Morgan. This MCQ you will have to remember, children. So answer for this is Dr. Page. Let's go to the next one. How long did it take for Andrew efforts to yield results? 15 minutes, 1 hour, half an hour, or all efforts went into vain? So we know very well the efforts did not went into vain, and you will have to remember this. It took half an hour for Andrew's efforts to yield results. And children, if you are enjoying these videos, please share amongst your friends and share through WhatsApp or messaging the links, and definitely please subscribe to this channel. This will support me and motivate me to post such videos more in future for all the classes. Thank you for enjoying, and all the very best for your exams and life.